Being social beings, we need to recognize each other, and we do so in all sorts of ways, by the way people move, the way they dress, their voices, where they are, but in particular we are very good at recognizing each other's faces. Well, when I say we, I mean the majority of people. There are some people who are not so good at recognizing faces, and in extreme cases people may not recognize their husband, their wife, their children, their oldest friends, and they are called face blind. They may see a face perfectly clearly, but it doesn't convey identity to them. And the technical term prosopagnosia, prosopon is the Greek for a face, and an agnosia is not recognizing. So the term prosopagnosia was introduced in 1944. Although one talks about face blind as if the face blind are a species apart from the face normal people, in fact there's a whole population, really a continuous population, with the 80% of the people in the middle, and the poor recognizers at one end, and the super recognizers at the other. The super recognizers are people who have indelible memories of faces, who will say, yeah, I remember you, you served us in that cafe in Naples 27 years ago. I think my mother was probably bad at recognizing faces. She was very shy, she was ill at ease with large numbers of people. My father was the opposite. My father was a sort of super recognizer. I think he recognized thousands of people, and he was highly sociable. Now, whether his sociability made him good at recognizing faces or vice versa, and whether my mother's shyness, whether that was a cause or effect, I don't know. I think with myself I have both. I'm somewhat diffident in social intercourse, but it's also made more difficult because I often don't know whom I'm talking to. I published my book, The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat, and Dr. P, whom I described, had overwhelming problems with agnosia of many sorts. He didn't recognize people, although interestingly he recognized cartoons, because in a cartoon there's an exaggerated nose or an umbrella. There are particular marks by which one can recognize a cartoon. Churchill has a cigar, Schnozzle-Duranty has a nose, Einstein has his moustache and those big sad eyes, but he couldn't recognize faces, even his wife, even himself, in the normal way, and he also had difficulty recognizing objects. He couldn't recognize a glove. Now, after my hat book came out, I got dozens of letters. People were interested and moved by various cases, and in particular I got some letters in which people wrote of their own difficulty recognizing faces and places. They said they were not as, unlike Dr. P, who had only developed the difficulty with a brain condition when he was in his 60s, the people who wrote to me said that their condition had been lifelong, and often other people in the family had had it. And this gave me the impression that out there might be scores, hundreds, thousands of people with difficulty in face recognition who didn't think of it as a condition, who had never consulted a neurologist, but who were outing themselves, who were coming out now they had read about Dr. P. And so I was intrigued by this apparently overlooked but not small community of people in the world who might have problems like my own, and perhaps much worse.